Okay. So well, good to see you all here. So most of the people like out of like 82 participants, like 30 to 50, I mean 30 to 40 are my students. Okay, that's great. So hi everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. So is
Look,
my yeah. Good. I'm just waiting
Hi.
for. I'm just expecting few more participants to join. Okay, we'll just take 2 or 3 minutes, and then we will start the session. Okay. So meanwhile, so what do we do? We'll just have a quick, I mean, like quick questionnaire. Okay, just for like next 2 to 3 minutes. So what do you know about the COBie? Why you have joined this demo? Anybody?
Stephen, can you turn off the video, please?
Guys, I'm asking you. What
Hi
do you
Rajesh, how are you? Myself Mirza Ahmad Beg, and COBie is the completely facility management,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a, you can say, sustainability, accessibility, maintainability, and before the modeling we need to take care about these things, and while the handover, after handovering the project, who's come to take care the so what we call maintainable services. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the useful for them.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. It's a good startup actually. Ismail. It's really. I mean, sorry, Ahmed Beg. And who else? Who else can explain like what is a COBie and why you are here and why do you want? What do you want to learn? In a quick words, small words.
COBie is a construction operation building information exchange.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically a sort of standard which can be utilized by a computer, you can say, automated facility management system. So it's just the sort of the information which can be readable irrespective of the geometry.
Okay. So where you can use this COBie exactly? Anybody? Is it really mandatory?
Sir, it's depend, like if the client is requiring it, then it's obviously it is mandatory.
Okay. Okay. Some percentage, right? Okay. Nowadays, I mean, after a few days, it would. Someone has texted you.
Me?
Mm-hmm. Correct. Okay, fine. Actually, this is going to be mandatory for every projects in future. Okay. So those who working on even a small like a 2 to 3 floors building as well, they must have to submit the COBie document to their owners. Understand? So to the building owners. So this is going to be mandatory. As of now, most of the companies are already doing it. Okay, and it's becoming like a necessity for every project.
But in India, most of the companies not using the COBie.
Exactly, because most of them doesn't know the importance. I mean, the priority of this. I mean, the importance of this COBie. So that is not using it. Okay, and what they're using instead of the COBie, you will be knowing that today. Okay, well.
Okay.
Okay, that's already soundful. So let's start the meeting. Okay, and we don't have a time, and we do have only 1 or 15 minutes to finish this complete meeting. Okay, so well, coming to myself, I'm Kumar, and I'm the director of this BIM Era Private Limited. Okay, guys, see if you have any questions, just unmute your mic and you can ask me. Okay, once you're done with your question, then again mute it back. Okay, fine. Otherwise, the other participants will be disturbed. Okay, fine. Thank you. So, well, I'm a director of this BIM Era Private Limited, and proud to say that. I mean, I'm more happy to be a trainer instead of a director. So I keep trying some of the people, okay, like those who are into this BIM industry. So I want to upskill themselves. Okay, so I want to be here to upskill someone's, and I want to see someone's growth in their career. Okay, I'm happy to say that. Okay, well, I have started my training career in 2014. So 2014 till I'm keep doing like a number of trainings. I mean, I have converted like most of the people from CAD to the BIM, and BIM to some advanced BIM, and like BIM persons to the automation team, and automation to some sort of an advanced like a development team. Okay, so I have trained a lot of people in number of sectors. Okay, so in both most of the sectors, and this is the sixth time or sometime I'm taking this COBie training, and that too this is the first time when it's an online. The rest of them are like offline trainings. I mean, it's like corporate trainings. Okay, so this is a demo. This is just a demo. Like what we are going to cover in this is, I want to show you what is inside the COBie. Most of you, like 100 people, like you don't know the they don't know the COBie and where to download it. I mean, like is it a free tool or it's a paid tool, and what is the purpose of this COBie and nothing. I mean, like they know only there is a COBie tool which can extract some information from the Revit model to an Excel sheet. That is what most of you guys know. But where do you extracting and what is the purpose of it? You now, I mean, most of you people doesn't know that. I'm going to give you clarity, and see, actually this training would take like a week time, and daily you have to spend 2 hours like for the classes, and like you have to sit for some time, like 1 hour or 1.5 hour from your personal. Okay, then only we could finish this 14 hours training. Okay, and it's not required that much too, and it's a very small tool. Okay, it's not that toughest tool, but the documentation, when it comes to the documentation, you have to read a lot, otherwise it corrupts the complete the, I mean, what do you say, the Excel, I mean the spreadsheet. Okay, so I'm going to explain you some sort of an important topics, and I'll going to show you like how to create the spreadsheet. Okay, so you can start creating your own spreadsheet after this demo. Okay, okay, fine. So do you have any, if you have any questions, you can ask me at the end of this. Okay, I mean, if the people wants to leave, they can leave, or if you want to continue with this demo, I mean, well, while at the questionnaire part, you can stay. Okay, well, so shall we start? Shall we start, or do you have any questions in the beginning?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. You can start.
Sure. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so what is a COBie actually? What is the COBie actually? Construction to operation building information exchange. I mean, where there is a constructed building. Okay, most of the cases, like when we use this COBie, is at the stage of as built. As built. Okay, of course, if you want to do, and you can do it in LOD 300 356, but without, when do you use, I mean, there is a difference, right? LOD 300, LOD 350, LOD 400, LOD 500. So when it comes to the 350, there is a different model with a more, I mean, like added more information to the model elements, correct? When it comes to the 400, every information should be fed. When it comes to the 500, it's an as built, it is the complete model. Okay, but still some sort of a information would be missing. What is that? You will be knowing it today. Okay, so COBie construction, whether whatever it is a Revit model, to the operation building information exchange. Building information exchange. Okay, so COBie providing the benefits of BIM to owners. Exactly why it is required for the owners, because for suppose I am the contractor. Okay, I'm the contractor, and I have taken a project which is like a 50 floors building. Okay, so I have a client, so we do have a mutual understanding, we do have a mutual contract that I'm the responsible person for the next 5 years. If something happened, if anything happened to the building, I'll be the responsible person, and I'll take care of, like, if there are any lighting fixture issue, and if there are any DB issue, if there is any transformer issue, or if there is any ducting issue, so I'll be the responsible person for that thing. Okay, okay, once after 5 years, As per the mutual contract, the 5 years is over, and who is the responsible person for that building? The owner doesn't know what type of lighting fixture they have used in their conference rooms or in the master bedrooms. If something went wrong with the ducting, he doesn't know who fixed that. He doesn't know the labor information. He doesn't know what is a manufacturer warranty. I mean, does it have any warranty or not? So these kind of an information should be delivered before in the way of a hard copies. In the way of hard copies. Okay. So that is what we used to do. I mean, most of the construction companies used to do that. But now, you, for example, if you're somewhere, okay, if you're somewhere and something happened to your building, and you cannot carry the complete hard set with you wherever you go, right? So the owner must have a soft copy, okay, must have a soft copy which is user readable, which is a owner readable. Okay, so for that sake, like, owners need this COBie, okay, whatever, so that the Dr. Bill East has developed this COBie process. Okay, after a lot of revisions like 2007 and 2011, 2014, they have done a lot of like R&D, and they have added most of the things into this process. Okay, you will be knowing that later. So, and what about the A&Ds, architects and engineers and the contractors as well? And it is very easy. For example, if I am the owner of a building and I have a COBie spreadsheet, I can simply, if something went wrong with like electrical fixtures, I can simply go into that model, and when I click on that element, okay, it will show the complete information, who has installed it, and what is the expiry date of, what do you say, expiry, like a warranty. Okay, so what is the warranty end date, and when it was installed, and who is installed, his contact number, his email ID, and where he is working. So the complete information would be recorded in a database in the Excel format. Understand? So that is what the COBie. Okay, so have you seen any information before in the Revit before? I mean, any of the manufacturer information. Of course, you could see the manufacturer information when you're selecting any elements, because if you use any external elements, they obviously they'll put some sort of their company information and the modeler information and their product information and the product cost, and so these kind of stuff they will be added. But can you see any labor information somewhere in any of the model elements? No, right? So how do you add this complete information into a spreadsheet? How do you install this into a spreadsheet? Okay, so for that sake, we have to add some parameters. We have to add some parameters into our model elements. Okay, whenever you select, even like we have some 76 to 86, 85 categories were there, 75 to 85 categories, Revit categories. In each and every category, in each and every family, and each and every type, for each and every element, they need a proper the complete the parameters. So the parameters list, of course, based on your project requirements, you would add some parameters with your naming convention. Okay, and the other company, like let's say we have a BIM 1 company and BIM 2 and BIM 3. So BIM 1 has maintained some standards while creating the parameters, and BIM 2 company has created some sort of a parameters with their standards. Okay, so it might confuse. Understand? For that sake, so when COBie is not only for the project, adding the information into the project parameters, it can interrelate. It can be like what do you say? You can club this information with a number of applications like IFC. Let's say we have a number of IFC tools over there. Okay, you can, any of the IFC tool can easily understand the COBie data. But when it comes to the BIM 1 person, BIM 2 person, and BIM third company, okay, these 3 companies, right? So the companies, they created some sort of a parameters to record their information, the labor information or manufacturer information into those elements. These elements will not, this data will not be able to understand by the third party tools like any IFC tools. Then it needs a proper standard. So BIM 1 and BIM 2 and BIM 3 should maintain a proper standard as per the BIM wedge if you see this, where BIM, I mean this COBie comes to the level 2. As per this BIM which, I mean, when you're a BIM person, you should know like we have a 4 different kind of levels: level 0 and level 1 and level 2 and level 3. Okay, so the person who is dealing with this kind of a COBie information is playing with the level 2 assets. Okay, so where you just have to maintain some sort of a documentations, like you should know what is a CPIC, what is a AVNTI, and what is a BS 1192, what is a PS 1192 documents, and what is a ISO 19650 documents, and revisions of it like 1, 2, 5. There are some set of documents. You have to grab that settings. I mean, that's like a project setup. Okay, so you just have to maintain that project setup, and you have to apply the same methodology into your model. Understand? To meet your actual requirements. So when it comes to the level 1, if you can see this here, I'm sorry, see this here in the level 1, which is saying it's a file based collaboration. But when it comes to the level 2, which is file based collaboration and the library management, what is this library management? Okay, when it comes to the level 3 test integrated BIM, of course most of the companies were not there up to this standards. Okay, let's skip that for now. Level 2, file based collaboration and the library management. Okay, so what is the COBie actually? So how to set up all this stuff, today we are going to see that. Okay, so okay, this is a basic example, like how do we follow the training. So the day 1 and the complete data would be the documentation itself. Now we are not going to discuss any kind of a documentation here, because if I start explaining the documentation, it will take 2 and it will kill 2 to 3 hours. Okay, so we are skipping it. Just show you like how it works, that's it. Okay, well, let's say this COBie process. COBie is a very easy, guys, until unless if you don't understand that basic phenomena, and there are some sort of key concepts. For every tool there are key concepts. If you understand the key concepts, it's very easy. It's damn easy. Okay, so you have to record it. For example, for each and every step, you have to do some personal R&D from your end. Okay, understand? So what is this? So what is this 5-step process, as I explained you and I published on like where in LinkedIn and on WhatsApp and okay, some other social media. What is the 5-step process? This 5-step process is enough to create a spreadsheet. Understand? So what is that? Set up project. The first one, how to set up a project, and second one, how to create the zones, and third one, select and update, and set up families and create spreadsheet. That's it. Okay, these are very basic and easy as well. It's not that tough actually. Okay, let's say what is the COBie here. COBie is a way to solve this problem. What's the problem? See, next to this picture, there is some information missing when you create your own schedules. Correct? So this is the way, I mean, the COBie, I mean, will fill that complete information. COBie is there to fill the complete information into the spreadsheets, of course into the schedules as well. Okay, but these two are completely different schedules. The schedule which is created by within the Revit itself and within the COBie, I mean using the COBie tool, that is those two are different schedules. Okay, you will be seeing it today. Okay, and the complete history of a COBie is like simply say that like what do you say, like Dr. Bill East has developed this. Okay, and like when it was like I think 2007, in June 2007 I guess, for the United States Army Corps of Engineers, for them the Dr. Bill East has developed this. Okay, in 2011 the COBie was adopted with into this, what do you say, National Building Information Model. Okay, NBIMS. I hope you heard about this NBIMS US one, US standards. And when it comes to the Apple COBie X-Lite, there is a COBie Lite XML schema data with the Building Smart. Okay, available from the Building Smart. And when it comes to September 2014, like they have developed something for the British governments. Okay, so this is what a basic history of the COBie, and now we are using with the advanced versions. So which is like a 2.4, like 2.3. We have a number of versions. You will be seeing it today when I show you that spreadsheet. Okay. Okay. So do you see this? For the same element, like if I select in without a COBie and with a COBie, okay, when I select any of the element, I can see the number of parameters here. I can see the number of parameters here. So these parameters are common when you execute. I mean, it will create by itself. The parameters will be created by itself when you run a proper process. Okay. So let's say this is like a basic workflow, like we have to create a setup project, and then you just have to add a contacts. I mean, who is the person who is going to extract this? I mean, who is going to create this? Okay, information. And there are like some select and the zones and update. Again, it's back to the select and zones and update. Okay, this is like a triangle. You'll be knowing it later. Okay, and finally, create spreadsheet. Okay, colors. So what is this? Let me show you. Who developed this COBie actually? Who developed this COBie? I told you now, just now. That's Dr. Billist.
Yes.
Okay. So who is responsible for entering this COBie information? Is that Billist? No, right? Either it's a design team. I mean, if you're working on a model, either it's a design team or the construction or the owners. Who is responsible for this? So when you design the model, you have to like take care of filling this information. When it comes to the construction, some sort of an information should come from the construction site, which is called like a RFES and these kind of an information. And when it comes to the owners, like they have to provide some sort of an information like O&M manuals, like operation and maintenance, some sort of a documents were there. Of course, I'm not able to present you that O&M manuals. Okay. And so when it comes to the every stage, design stage, designers are the responsible. And when it comes to the construction site people are the responsible for this. And when it comes to the owners, like even if they're involved in it, then they have to provide the proper information to the designers and the construction team as well. So these three persons are responsible while entering this COBie information. Okay. So sometimes it would be the hard copies. You will get some information in the form of like hard copies or in the form of like soft copies, whatever it is. Okay. So why owners need COBie? As you already know that, I mean, to make their work, I mean, bit easy after their like the mutual contract. If they want to revise, I mean, if something went wrong with any building, then how do you do that? So they need a proper document. Correct? Okay. Finally, is it a software? Yes. Is it a free software or it's a paid software? It's a free software. You can install that from biminteroperabilitytools.com. Okay, fine. So let me show you like how the COBie looks like. Okay, let me open one spreadsheet. The basic spreadsheet, how it looks like. Guys, have you know like how to download this tool? Or do you know?
Sir, I don't know.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
Don't know.
Okay, great. Then I'll just show you. Okay, say this. So there is a website called biminteroperabilitools.com and COBie extension revit.php. Okay, where it is maintaining number of revisions. I mean, number of versions. If you're using Revit 2018, you just have to click on 2018, and there are Autodesk classification manager for Revit, Autodesk model checker for Revit, Autodesk model checker configurator, and Autodesk enhanced DWG exporter for Revit, and Autodesk COBie extension for Revit, and Autodesk COBie extension for Navisworks. Okay, for now let's skip this. Okay, what are all this stuff? What is this model checker and what is the model checker configurator? These are including, I mean, these are not individual, it's not an individual component. Okay, it's not an individual tool. When you install any one of this, the rest of the file will be installed automatically. Okay, so it's like a package. Okay, so If you install Autodesk Classification Manager for Revit, that is what we are going to play with. Okay, Autodesk COBie extension for Revit. Okay, so you can download that from here. Let me copy this. That's it. You just click on the download here and it will directly take you to this. And when I click on Revit 2021, it will be downloaded. I mean, one setup file. Okay. And once you installed it, that you can see where in the BI tools. Okay. And in the classification manager, and we have a number of panels here. One is the classification manager, COBie extension, model checker, and the configurator. Okay. In this demo, I'm going to explain you in a very short way, okay, so that you can easily understand. Okay, and I'm going to skip few things which are not required. Okay, so I'm going to skip this configurator, I'm going to skip this model checker. Okay, so we are going to see the classification manager, which is actually required and it is must. Okay, you know what is a required means if there is a star mark, you must have to fill that. So what is a classification manager and what is the COBie extension? So COBie extension is nothing but like, see what it has inside the COBie extension: set of families, set a project, contacts, zones, select, update and create spreadsheet. That's it. Okay, this is what the COBie extension. Okay, let me place it into the same position. And the classification manager. So based on the, I mean, what is a classification manager actually? I told you before, like every company should maintain some proper standards. Okay, so they have to maintain some proper standards. That standards in the form of like two ways. One is the Omni class and one is the Uni class. So these are actually the database. Okay, so like most of the companies will use Omni class. Okay, and Omni class is also like similar to the Uni class, but it is very detailed, well detailed. Okay, so Omni class, and if you're maintaining some sort of a Uni class, then you can go with the Uni class. Okay, let me go with. So before that, this is a sample model. I'm going to use this as a sample model. I haven't done any setup on this. Okay, let me find how to do that. See, when I click on any element, there are no COBie parameters added. Okay, there are no COBie parameters added. And edit type, so there are no COBie parameters were added. Okay, and go to the manage and click on project parameters. See, there are no COBie parameters added here. Okay, now if you want to fill some external data, you must have to create some parameters, correct? And if you want to create a parameter with the proper standard, how long it will take for each parameter? Like 30 seconds. How long it will take? For 30 seconds, correct? But we have a number of parameters here. How many parameters? Let's go and see. Let me show you that. A basic reference document. Okay, let me open one document. This is how the document looks like. Okay, so this is how the document looks like. See, let me see, we have a number of instruction, contact, facility, floor, space, zone, type, component, system, assembly, connection, spare, resource. Do you able to see this? I'm just reading it. Here, spotlight. So instruction, contact, facility, floor, space, zone, type, component, system, assembly, connection, spare, resource, job, impact, and there are a number of tabs with with the different colors. What is that color? What does it mean of like why we have a different colors? Why we have a different colors? So let's go and read the basic stuff. So yellow color, that means it is required. It must be there. I mean, you must have to fill that information. So when it comes to the orange color, that is a reference from a different sheet or from the pick list. Okay, so the yellow one is required. It means you must have to fill this contact information when you submit the COBie spreadsheet. Okay, each and every row should be filled. Each and every row should be filled. Okay, let me, this is a bit confidential. Let me go with any COBie spreadsheet. Any other spreadsheet? Okay, this is also. Could you please mute your, okay, mute your mics? Okay, let's say this. So this is a COBie spreadsheet. So when it comes to the contact information, okay, oh, this is also filled. Okay, see this. So what are these colors? Yellow and orange. And what is this purple color? And what is the cyan color? I mean, of course, like green and cyan mix. Okay, so the facility and the floor and space, you must have to fill this. When it comes to the zone, what is the green color here? Come back to the instruction and read it. If specified as required, if it is required, then you have to. Okay, system. And while the assembly and connections pair resource job impact document are in black color. Okay, I'll tell you one thing. We have a two different kind of a process. One is a BIM data, and second one is a non-BIM data. BIM data, which is completely extracting that information from the BIM model elements. Okay, and when it comes to the non-BIM data, there will be no information would be there in the any of the model element. You have to fill manually. That is what non-BIM data. Non-BIM data is very tough to do all this stuff. You will be knowing it today. Okay, so attributes. So what is the attributes? See, we have a number of information here in the attributes. What are these attributes? You will be knowing it today. Okay, and the coordinates, I mean the coordinates means x, y, z points, correct? Okay, fine. Do we have any other? Yes, coordinate and issue and pick list. So out of this, like 1 to some sort of a 15 to 20 sheets are there. Okay, so in this 15 to 20 sheets, you no need to fill the complete spreadsheet. I mean, you don't need to fill the complete sheets actually. Okay, where it's required as per the standards, as per the company standard, you must have to fill it. Okay, let's say from the beginning, title version, it's a COBie. And what is the version 2.4? When you exporting a model into the IFC, there you can see some sort of an there is some sort of a naming convention 2.4, IFC 2.4. That is what this version and release, and IFC 2/3. Understand? I mean, which supports IFC 2/3. I mean, any other third-party tool which can understand IFC data, this Excel will directly import into that, and it can start reading that model information. Understand? Where, for example, if I go to the facility, like where there is a site, where they see IFC site, if I go to the component where I can see this external object proxy, and where external system, this is system information, where we don't have this. Actually, you have to fill that. Okay, so where we have a number of like let's go and attributes. Do we have here? No. Fine. So where there is a process that you can the IFC tools can be understand, I mean read this spreadsheet. Understand? So that is what IFC 2/3. And easy like what do you say, easily you can understand if you understand this listen. Okay, so the facility tab is must, and the floor tab, I mean what is when it comes to the floor. Okay, when it comes to the floor, what you have to fill here? What is the floor information? What you can fill this floor in the sense of like levels. So that is what it is clearly saying, that vertical levels and exterior areas, and the space is must, and the zone if it is required, type and it's must, and the component again it is must. And when it comes to the system information, like mechanical systems like HVAC duct systems, and like some sort of information that is like it's if it is required, then you have to fill. Understand? Clear? Okay, so let's say this is how actually the data would be. Now, where are the parameters in this? If I fill a value inside a parameter, where it could be seen in the spreadsheet? This is what a tricky question here. Okay, and I made you simple for that. For example, if I want to fill this company information, what to do? There is a simple technique here. What is this It's a COBie spreadsheet, correct? COBie dot contact. See, what is the sheet name here? It's a contact, and dot, then it's a company. So where you have to fill that, there is a parameter name called COBie.contact.company. Okay, if you fill some information over there, it will directly reflect here. Okay, it will come back, it will come and sit here. Understand? Fine. For example, if you want to know the department of this, then where is this department? This department in the contact sheet. So contact dot department. And what is this? It's a COBie tool. So COBie dot contact dot department. So there is a parameter called COBie dot contact dot department. So if you fill the value over there, then it will come and print here. That's it. It's a very easy thing. For example, if you want to know the component name is nothing but like whatever it is, like electrical equipment, or like if it is a transformer, or if it is something else, whatever, it's a conduit, or if it's a cable tree, and if you want to know the name of it, then it's very easy. Understand? It's very easy. Then like component dot name, component, see, which is from the component dot, correct? So COBie dot component dot name. If I want to get the description here, if I want to fill something here, COBie dot component dot description. That's it. Are you clear, guys? Are you clear? Till now, do you have any questions?
Can you just show how to reflect the data in the COBie
Exactly.
spreadsheet?
Yes, I'll show you. I'm going to show you that. Before that, do you have any questions? No?
Oh, thanks.
Okay, great. So let me check with this. Can we install this COBie tool? Let me go with some questions here. Can we install this COBie tool in every BIM application except Revit? If it supports. See, as I showed you before, like I don't know who asked this. Okay, so except Revit means it's like for the Navisworks, it is there. If it supports, you can install it. Okay, and COBie is a subset of IFC. IFC contains graphic information and data. COBie data only. Exactly, Javier. Exactly right. So, may I know the real difference between the IFC and COBie? IFC is like a like how do you? It's like a category, guys. Okay, for each and every category, how we have a Revit. I mean, Revit categories. We have a electrical equipment, like the electrical equipment, like the electrical fixtures. Like we have a different categories. Correct. For each and every category, there is a different naming. That's IFC namings. Understand? There's IFC namings. So IFC, and it's not that exactly which is like a COBie. So some sort of like even 5 to 10% of information from the COBie spreadsheet will be read by some sort of a third party tools like IFC tools. Okay, so it's not completely related. These two are different actually. Okay, fine. Is there any other anyone can say something? Oh, no, I didn't get this question actually. Okay, okay, fine. So no more questions actually here. Can you please show you how you can add COBie? Yeah, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that. Okay. So when I select any element, okay, let's see, go to the manage and click on project information. So where we don't have an information, see, energy settings, root and answer settings, and some sort of a things. Okay. Now go to project parameters. There are no project parameters which are related to the COBie because we haven't generated anything. Okay, let's start doing that. Okay, before that you have to go to this. I mean, once you install this, go to the classification manager and click on setup. So this is a basic setup. First you have to do it. Okay, so while you doing this step, okay, you have to be very confident which standard, I mean which class of standards like you are going to use it. Either it's a uni class or it's a omni class. So these two are different, quite different, but almost the data which is storing it's same actually, but the way of the representation is completely different. Okay, so what is the omni class and what is a uni class? Let me show you here. So this. So when you fill this, okay, omni-class standards are completely different and uni-class is different. And the way, for example, let's say this is some sort of a number information. This is an information and this site product is some other information. Okay, these two are in two different fields. Okay, and when it comes to the uni-class, PR underscore 15, what is the PR? So when it comes to the PR, it's like products which will replace the table from the, I mean, construction. There is a different, there are a number of tables actually. I could not show you here because it's just like a demo. Okay, so what is the PR and what is the EF and what is the AC? I mean, which is the activities. Okay, so for each and every process, like they are maintaining some sort of a code from a codification manual. So it's not that blindly like you have to follow yourself. There is a proper codification manual and you must have to follow that. Okay, fine. Let's say let me minimize this. So now I have used this uni-class and omni-class. Okay, if you don't see any recent things in the recent, then you can go to the public library and you can choose one of this, either omni-class database or uni-class database. Let me go with the omni-class database for now. Okay, see now it's from the CSI and other is the Autodesk and the description. Omni-class database for the classification manager for Revit. This is a database which is in the XML format. Okay, let's say click on finish here. Now it is importing some information and which is adding some new parameters into this model. Okay, done. It's done. Let me go and check. Go to the manage project parameters. Now see there are a number of parameters like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Some 8 or 9 parameters were added. Classification dot facility dot description. Facility dot number, omni class 21, description 21 number, description 22 and 22 number. What are these 21 and 22? It will take time to explain you, but let me go with this flow. Okay, let's say click OK. When I click on project information, see the classification dot facility description and the number are added here. How do you know that? Classification dot facility. No other parameters will be created by us with using dots. If there are number of dots, it means which is created externally. Okay, so that is the only way you have to remember the parameter, whether it's created by COBie or by you. Okay, so classification dot facility dot description. Okay, fine. Where else you can find? For example, go to this edit type where nothing here. Let me select one of the model element. Okay, can I see the parameters here? No. If I click on edit type, see this inside the data group, classification, omni class 21 number and 22 number and 21 description and 22 description. Okay, why these are empty and who will fill this? Do you want to fill manually or will it fill it by automatically? So you do have these kind of a questions in your mind, correct? So when it comes to the COBie, there are two methods actually. So one is autofill and the second one is manual fill. Some sort of an information would be filled by yourself, but with a lot of, I mean, you have to do some sort of steps. Okay, and the rest of, I mean, like most of the cases, like 25%, 25 to 35% should be filled automatically, will be filled by automatically, and the rest of the data you have to fill manually only. So the COBie is not that easy. You have to maintain a lot of standards. If something went wrong, you should know like how to troubleshoot it. Sometimes it will not revert. Okay, you can't undo it once it is done. Then how do you do that? There are a lot of steps to do. Okay, so that is what the troubleshooting when you play. I mean, for every process, if you done something wrong, there is a solution for it. You should know like how to resolve it. That's it. Okay, so okay, fine. Now let me explain you how to fill this data. Okay, click OK now. It's done. Okay, so go to the BI tools. Go to the BI tools. So when I click on setup here, I choose the database here. So the part is done. So I don't want to do anything here. Okay, let me cancel. So this is required when it's only for the one time to choose the proper database. That's it. And then you will never go and touch this. Okay, what is the assign here? When I click on assign here, which is reading omni class table 21, table 22, table 23, and there are a number of tables actually. What are these tables? You will come to know now. Let it load. It won't take much time actually, either less than 10 to 15 seconds. Colors. It's done now. Now classification, assign classification and options. So assign similar classifications and set COBie parameters. Okay, you must have to check this. Otherwise, it will not fill any COBie parameters. You will be understanding it later. Okay, let facility. So Omni class table 11. What is this table 11 here? And what is this Omni class table 21, 22, and what is an element here? And see Omni class table 11. If you want to understand, let me show actually how the Omni class table looks like, spreadsheet looks like. So this is a standard actually. So instructions, it's quite common. Okay, Omni class table 21, read this. Omni class table 21, table 22 and table 23. Those who are into the planning department, or those who are into the estimation department, they can easily understand this Omni class table 21 and 22 and 23. Guys, if you want to play with the COBie, you have to sit with your procurement department or like planning department, those who are doing some sort of an estimation, to understand the standards of this Omni class and Uni class. Okay, because they only can exactly tell you what they are, what type of standards they are maintaining. Okay, so Omni class table 21, 22, 23 and table 11. What is the table 11 here? And what is the table 13 here? What is the table 34 here? So each and every table, from when you extracting, when you filling some information into this, okay, which is exactly reading the data from this. Understand? So this database, the complete database, we have loaded with the help of the setup. So that's what we loaded here, and now we are assigning from it. Okay, so let's say I just selected one element here, correct? So let me select this. Let me go back, and this is a component. See, let me show you, which is an element information and which is related to the facility information, and which is some sort of a okay, you will be knowing that later. And let's say what type of a table is this? Let me let's say this is a educational, this is a training institute or something else. So let me go with educational faculty. Okay, educational faculty. When I just click on educational faculty, I mean, let's say assign here. So that is assigned, and what it's saying, parameter COBie.facility.category was not found on element project information. Okay, sometimes it show the warnings, but it will be executed once. I mean, it has a number of steps inside it. So the first step, the second step, the third step, and the fourth step. Okay, like it has a number of steps. So the first step it is cleared, and the second step it was filled, and third step it was filled. Then when it comes to the fourth step, if it is not filled, then it will show it's a warning. So finally, let's keep this warning for now because we haven't created it. We will be created that later. Okay, so the Omni class table 20, I mean 11, we have already assigned. Let me go back to the element and let's read this. Table 21 and table 22. Okay, what are this table 21 and table 22? These are like if you understand the Revit hierarchy, each and every element has its own ID, correct? Right or not? Each and every element has its own element ID, and each and every
Yes.
type has its own ID again. Each and every type has its own ID, and each and every family has its own ID, and each and every category has its own ID. ID means element IDs. ID means element IDs. Okay, so element IDs for the elements, not only for the elements, for the type and for the families, for the categories, they have a different IDs. Okay, so this is what like we are about to fill in the same way. Okay, let's say when I select the electrical equipment, okay, so which is directly showing that you have selected Mr. Kumar, you have selected an electrical equipment, and what type of an electrical equipment is it? So I want to fill some information into the classification things because it's a classification manager. We have some parameters added over there. See, click on edit type. We have a Omni class number and classification. See, these four are related to the classification. So I'm going to assign something from the table 21 into these parameters. I mean, I'm just mapping it. Okay, I'm just mapping it. Okay, let's see how to map that. Let's say click OK now. So I'll say this is a, what is this? Let me go with this. What is it saying? Of course, it's an electrical equipment and it's a dry type transformer. Okay, so let's say if I start typing transformer here. Okay, now it is saying that medium voltage transformers and liquid field transformer and dry type transformer, and which is showing something else. Okay, so when I select this, if it is a lighting and appliance panel board, if I start typing lighting here, I can't see that lighting control panel boards. It's different actually. Okay, let's say if I want to make this as a final for now, okay, you have to maintain some standards. There are some sort of a documents you have to play with. So based on that document, you have to understand to which category it is related exactly. Okay, you should not go blindly. Okay, so let's, for now, as this is a demo, okay, I'm just explaining you instead of wasting the time. Okay, so lighting control panel boards, let me click on assign here. It's done. Okay, so the warning which is not related to the classification, it is related to the COBie. Okay, so let me click OK now. Click cancel here. Let me close this. Okay, now when I go back to this edit type, the classification which is related to the 22 number which is assigned here, 22 number and 22 description. Okay, what about the 21 now? Let's go and go to this BI tools and again assign. So I have selected the same thing. So Omni class, which is already assigned. Let's go back to the table 21. And if I say transformer, sorry, it's a lighting panel board, right? So if I start typing lighting here, which is not showing lighting at all, you must have to fill this data, but it is not showing any panel board. Okay, let me find with the panel board information. Let's say it's a panel board. No, it's not there. Okay, what do you say? MDB, LDB, lighting dish, no, nothing. Then you have to choose based on the standards. Okay, based on the filter. Okay, electrical equipment, see where there's a services and site work. Is this related to the services or it's related to the site work? Okay, let me go with the services. Okay, this electrical, is it related to the electrical or integrated automation? Electrical. Expand this. Okay, what it is related to exactly? Electrical service and distribution? Yes, of course. It is related to the distribution. And okay, electrical service and distribution supplementary components. If you could not found this, the actual category of this, then what you have to do? You have to open some sort of a documents which are required to find out what to fill in this case. Okay, clear now. So let me assign this for now. So which is saying it's assigned. It's saying it's already assigned here, and there is a warning which is started with the COBie because there are no parameters which are related to the COBie because I haven't added till now. Okay, let me go back to this edit type. See now, it's so easy, correct? For the when it comes to the classification, it is very easy. So Omni class 21 and 22 were filled. Okay, now these are the not only the things, right? We have a lot to fill. We have a lot to fill. For example, when I click on this, oh, what is this? It's a conduit. Okay, so when I select this conduit, why in the Omni class table 21 the filter has see there is no conduits at all? Then how can I fill this information? If there is no conduit at all, then how can I fill this information here? Correct. So when I select this Omni class table 21, if I shift to this, now it is saying that it's a conduit, which is saying it's a conduit because it knows that actually the proper selection what happened actually. Okay, what was selected, so it knows that, and which is saying the conduits. And when it comes to the Omni class table 21, there is no special category like a conduits, so that is the reason it is in dilemma now. So you have to think to which category it is it's represented. Okay, so then you have to fill manually. Okay, so this is what. So if it is related to the site work, let's go the site work and electrical site improvements. Click assign. Okay, so it's done. It's saying it's assigned here. So when I click on edit type, it is assigned here. Electrical site improvements. Okay, in the same case, like let me go with conduits, like safety and security and common work pathways. Select this conduits. That's it. So it's assigned. Let me is saying it's assigned here. So when I click on edit type, it is assigned now. Okay, so let me no, I'll just go with the, so these are the classification parameters, how to load the complete parameters. So I'm going to create a spreadsheet now to see whether how it exactly works. Before going that, let's create the COBie parameters as well. Because why? Because we keep getting the warnings. So COBie.type.category is not there, COBie.type.name is not there. So these kind of warnings we keep getting. So what we have to do, we just have to load the COBie parameters into each and every element. Okay, how to do that? Go to BI tools again. Okay, there is not this setup or not this assign, we have the COBie extension. So just click on the setup project here, just click on a setup project, and here you have to maintain some proper standards. Okay, so you just have to maintain some proper standards. So what is this autodesk.cobie.extension for Revit? So we have, let me expand this here. So general and spaces and types, components, systems, attributes, coordinates, schedules, parameter mappings. That's it. We don't have anything, guys. It's very, very easy. We have a general and spaces, types, component, system, but maintaining this is not that easy actually. Okay, so click on general. Okay, click on general. So let's go one by one. It won't take even less than 5 minutes. Okay, we have 15 to 20 more minutes again. Yeah, 15 to 20 more minutes. Let's finish it very fast. Okay, so setup general. So I'll just go with the US standards and linear. If I'm using a metric system or imperial system, based on that systems, like we have to go with the feet. I mean, it's with the foot or like millimeters. So let me go with a millimeter now. Square meter, and volumeter is like a cubic meter. And area measurement standards, we have a number of standards again, like BOMA, like industrial buildings. For industrial buildings, there is a different kind of an area measurement method. Okay, if you want to understand all this stuff, like you have to attend the sessions actually. Okay, where when it comes to the identification is nothing but either it's an element ID or it's a GUID. So GUID, generally it comes with the GUID, but for now I would like to show you something. So I'll just go with a Revit element ID. The default, it's a GUID only. Okay, so GUID, I'm sorry, the Revit element ID. Come back to this spaces. Okay, so how do you want to feed this information? For example, when it comes to the cable tray, what type of information should be fed into that cable trace? Space information or the room information? See, we have room for all. If you set on room for all, for example, if you're an architect, if you're working in an architectural structure modeler, so there will be no spaces into architectural models, right? So in that case, like what you have to do, you just have to go with a room for all. If you're an MEP guy, you can simply go with a space for all. But sometimes if it is required, I mean, if it depends, like you have the architecture elements and you have an MEP components also, then space for MEP elements. See, which understand when it comes to ceiling, it will directly read the room information. And when it comes to the cable trace, it reads the space information. So it will grab that information and it will put it into that particular elements categories. Okay, so this is how it works. So reset default will set it back to this standards. Okay, so here the main thing is space name builder. So when it comes a lot of errors because of the naming, guys. Okay, because of the namings. So space name builder, so the Revit category and the number. Okay, to understand this concept, you must have to sit with me for more than 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Okay, as we cannot explain you this complete phenomena in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so I'll just go with element Revit category like name, and I would like to add one more field, and I'll just go with the element ID, because there will be no clashes with the names, because this is kind of a data. And I mean, like for example, for like 5 to 10 elements, you have 1,000 of elements, and most of them, like for 50 elements, thousands of elements, like for the 50 elements, if it has the same mark value, which is getting some sort of a warning, correct? Duplicate mark values. So how it is getting the warning? And the same case, the COBie also understand. The COBie has some restrictions. I mean, for each and every space, each and every component, it should be the unique name. It should be different name. No any, for example, two elements, at least for two elements, does not have any the same naming actually. Okay, so if there is a same name, at least for two elements, it will show it's a warning. Understand? So to get rid out of those things, then you just have to keep adding the number of fields, or you have to maintain some sort of a standards based on like codification manual. Okay, so let me go with this. Each space listed in its own row. Let it be. Again, the same for the type name builder. And when it comes to the category, again, from which I mean, for example, if I want to get the category information to be filled here, so if I fill this here, okay, if you fill this here, then what do you do exactly? Revit OmniClass parameter, it's under the type and the category. For example, if I go to the Excel, where is the Excel? Let me open that Excel here. See, if I fill this category information here, it will come in the type dot category. So inside the type, inside the category, it come and sit here. See, type and category. So COBie dot type dot category will be filled if you fill that information here. So what we are saying here. So OmniClass, let me go with the class OmniClass table 23 parameter value, and let me go with the OmniClass table 22 and 21. Why we have to take this OmniClass table 23 and table 22 and table 21? That is because of the standard. That's because of those standards, because we are following OmniClass. Then why we have a number of things here, you will be knowing that later. Okay, not now. It would be very detailed actually. So fine. Description, it's a family type, leave that as it is. So when it comes to the component, I mean, components is a different sheet again. Okay, if you fill something here, it would be directly reflected into that sheet. Okay, so it's a component name dot builder. Let me go with Revit category, let's say family, and if you want to add element ID, Revit category, family, and element ID. Okay, let me go with systems, and system it is fine. So let me go with OmniClass 21. Okay, so let me explain you. I'll just extract what is this attributes means. Attributes are nothing but like a parameters, guys. For example, if you want to export some parameters which are related to any of the element here. For example, if you want to import this element, I mean the parameters of the particular electrical equipment. Let me go with the electrical equipment here. I just export selected here. What is inside the electrical equipment? Let me expand this. So I can see the type parameters here. I can see the type parameters here, and I can see the instance parameters also here. Instance parameters. Okay, you can turn on and turn off which are required and which are not required. Okay, so for now, what I do is, let me go with electrical equipment. Okay, the complete electrical equipment, type parameters, and instance parameters as well. Okay, so coordinates. Okay, usually when it required, we do have a, for component families, I need a location. Component families nothing but like elements, huh? So component families, location point or location line. Roofs, again I need a location point, and for spaces again I need a location point, and the floor I need a location point. Then why we have an additional option like a bounding box? If you are a dynamo expert, okay, basically I'm an automation expert, so when I need this COBie spreadsheet, I'll just go with the bounding box information, not the location points information. Okay, why? Because if you want to create a number of views for each and every clash, then I need a bounding box information. So that what do I do is, I'll just go with the bounding box. Okay, fine, skip that for now. Now schedules, we don't have a normal schedules. I mean, we have a basic schedules like a 3 or 4 schedules which is created by itself, and these are the additional schedules. Okay, you not supposed to go with this basic schedules which is extracted, I mean which is created by the COBie. You have to create your own schedules. There's a different processor actually. Okay, without that you will be failure. Okay, So you should know like how to fill this. Okay, for now, whatever it is, they're like, what is a COBie floor, what is a COBie type, what is a COBie dot component, COBie system, COBie space, leave those as it is. And it's a parameter mapping, guys. So this is a very dangerous thing when it comes to this, when it comes to, for example, if you want to fill a data into a particular spreadsheet, for example, I want to fill some data inside the description. Inside this description, I want to fill the value of this far clip offset or something like view name information. How do you map this view name parameter with COBie dot, COBie dot, which is in the type sheet, so type dot description. So how do you link this view name parameter information with COBie dot type dot description? That is what the technique here. Okay, that is called, we call it as a parameter mappings. Okay, so that's a parameter mapping now. So one, I'm done with this. Let me click on save and close. It's done, which is exporting. It will take some time. Guys, do you have any questions till now? Anybody? Anybody? Anyone have any questions?
No, sir, no problem.
Okay. So this is how actually the COBie spreadsheets were like. If I click on schedules here, see COBie.component doors, windows and room spaces, duct systems and electrical circuits and piping systems and switch systems. These were created by default. Okay. Because why? Because we have chosen over there. So that reason, like, it was created. Those were created. Okay. Let me close this. And when I select any of the model element, now I can see the COBie parameters here. I can see the COBie parameters here. Correct? So are these only the COBie parameters? Don't we have anything? Click on edit type. Now you can see the number of parameters were created within the type. Okay, because let's understand like the basic thing where we have the COBie dot created by COBie dot created on COBie dot component dot name. So these are end with like COBie dot. Here for each and every parameter which is like started with the COBie dot type dot. Because why? Because these are type parameters. So these are type parameters and these are the COBie parameters. So COBie instance parameters and these are the COBie type parameters. Understand? So that is the reason we have a two different things. Okay. So COBie dot created by, again we have a COBie dot created by, but it's a type created by. Okay. Yes, Abdul. It will take a lot of time to understand the setup and all. Okay. Let's say click OK now. It's done. Now, what is the next procedure? For example, if you want to export this information, there is one more step which is pending, like contacts. Okay, because the model should know who has created this. The model should know who has created this. Okay, then in that case, like, you just have to click on the contacts. When you click on the contacts, like created by, so nothing. So let me create one email ID, create a person, info at bimera.co, and company name it's like BIM Era Private Limited, and phone number 055749192 category. What is this category here? So who am I actually? What type of a person I am? If I'm a designer, if I'm a modeler, okay, let's say I'll just go with a designer. Let me go with a designer and like set this as a designer. Now this is the category code for the designer. Okay, and these are like optional information. Why this is an optional? Because these are cyan color information. Given name, let's go with Kumar. Family name it's GOLLM, and department it's a BIM department, and organization code it's a BE 1923. Okay, and a street like street name 01. Okay, 22336 something, and town it's Dubai. State region are the same, like Dubai only. Postal code 22336 and country it's UAE. UAE. Okay, so fine. So when I click on save and close it, it gives you some warning. See, contact's not valid. See, everything I've filled here, then why it's saying it's a contact not recent? Because who has created by. So this information would be, now it is saying it's a valid. For example, if I set it to not set, see there is a validation error here. The following fields are required but have no value. So when I set it to the info at bimera.co, then when I click on close, colors, it's done. Okay. So if I click on create spreadsheet, what will happen? What will happen? It will create a spreadsheet. So I'll just go with the basic stuff. BIM Era COBie spreadsheet, demo COBie spreadsheet. Let me go with this. Replace with. Okay, now what it is saying, this is a warning box, guys. So this is a warning. So what it is saying, the required parameter COBie.facility.name is not set. Okay, so where do you have to fill this? Where do you have to fill this? You should know this. Before that, let me go and open the file. So when I click on contact, see the information which is filled by me, which is here. So I'm the designer and the company name and the phone number information and the department and organization code, Kumar Gola and street name and Dubai and 22336 and UAE. So if you filled over there, then it comes to your sheet. I mean, those who are acting as different roles, their information should be here. Will be filled here. I mean, you just have to create number of contacts. That's it. Okay. So when it comes to the facility, see where I haven't filled anything here. I haven't filled anything here, so it's empty now. So when it comes to the floor, I haven't filled anything. So when it comes to space, nothing. Type. When it comes to the component, see nothing here. So system, nothing, and attributes, nothing. Coordinate, nothing. Okay. Let me go with at least some sort of a basic stuff. Okay, we have 5 more minutes. So when I select this element, okay, when I have selected these elements, so I would like to fill this information and I want to see how to fill this information. Okay, if I want to play with the electrical model, electrical equipment, then I have to go to the view and create one schedule quantities. Okay, and I'm gonna show you like how to do this. It's like an electrical equipment and click OK. And this is a different spreadsheet. No, this is a different spreadsheet. It's not like a normal schedule. It's a COBie schedule. So I have to fill all the stuff COBie.type. So the rest comes with all the COBie.type. So I have to fill everything. So what about the rest of the parameters should be filled? Of course, they should be filled, but when it is required. Okay, for suppose like let me explain you. Like see, there is a COBie.type.length. Okay, so where we have a length information here, and if it is required, and if you want to map these two, then you must have to bring the information from here to here. Understand? So in that case, like it is required, let me click OK. So I have a number of elements here. So these are already filled. So let me go back to this sorting and grouping. Why there's a COBie.type I set to the beginning? Because if these two are not checked, you cannot export this COBie spreadsheet. Even though we have some information inside the COBie. Let's see now. We have some information here already. But in the COBie spreadsheet, which is not filled. Correct? Okay. Let me go to the BI tools. And if I click on update here. Okay. Set all for all. Apply and close. Which is updating some information by itself. So what is that? Created by name, net area, type.name, type.category. Some information will be filled automatically. Okay, see this? So the component dot name, COBie dot component dot name, COBie dot component dot name. I mean, see where there is an hyphen here, see surface, and where there is an underscore, see where there is an electrical equipment is a category, M lighting and appliance board till surface, that is a type family name, and the next to the last in the 6 digits were the element ID. So this is how it will be filled by itself. So some set of an information which is there already. Now if I create the spreadsheet, okay, which is already closed, right? So if I create a spreadsheet, okay, and let me, where there's a new file, I would like to go with the same demo COBie spreadsheet. Let me replace this, and now I can see some sort of a data. That's it. Okay, now again I told you like this is a warning. This is a warning. What it is saying: electrical equipment, M lighting, appliance, panel board, surface and surface used by multiple elements. I mean, it has the same naming convention. It has the same naming convention. So you just have to fix these two actually. Understand? Then that is the reason, like that is why it is showing that. Okay, let me let's skip this for now. I want to open that file and COBie spreadsheet. In the contact information, it's common and facility, floor, space, zone, type. See, now it is filled. In the type name, earlier it was completely empty, but now which is filled by some information here. When it comes to the component, again, earlier it was empty, now it was filled with something else. Understand? So this is so easy to create, but when you create, when you're doing sort of things like see system information, when it comes to the attributes, I mean the parameters. So the number of parameters, see how big it is. Like we have a total 2681 rows were there. Okay, for number of parameters, I mean for the number of elements, so number of parameters were placed. So this is how, like you have, I mean these are like elements. I have a 29 elements actually. So in my model I have a total 29 electrical equipments, okay, in the basic sample file. Okay, so that is the reason like I got a 29 elements, coordinate points of it. Understand? So this is how, like it's a basic stuff guys, and this is not that completely as I told you today. It's not even like 20% also. I just showed you like how to use this COBie, that's it. Okay, there are a lot of standards. There are a lot of standards to understand why you have to maintain the same standard, why you have to go with same thing only. For example, suppose if we want, instead of the location, if you want to fill something else, if you keep getting the number of warnings, we have went with only 29 elements. But when you're playing with the COBie, you would have like a lot of family types and a lot of elements, and it is like more than 10,000 elements. If you work on like any airport projects, like any metro projects, then you have a lot of elements. Then how do you play with all those stuff? It's not that easy actually. Understand? So there are a lot of documentation should be there. You have to understand the basics, like basic documentation. So what are those documentations actually? It is like, it's like PS1192. You have to understand what is a PS1192 and a PS1192 BSS standards and ISO 19650. Out of this 19650, we have some topics were there. You have to filter out all this stuff. Okay, so how do you understand the basic things? This is like it's like a complete training, and BIM Era is offering, I mean it's conducting the training for this COBie especially. Okay, and we have this training in the office, I mean after your office hours and on the weekends as well. Okay, so you can come to us, and now it's time for you. Do you have any questions, guys? Do you have any questions? I hope you enjoyed this session.
Yes, Rajesh, we enjoy the session. Vivek here. Can we fill? We have to fill the information family by family, one by one, or it comes in one time?
Yeah, you can fill all one time as well. You can fill all one time as well.
Okay.
So like, let me show you. For example, if I selected this, for suppose, let me go to the electrical equipment schedule. Okay. So go to view, file views. For suppose, sort and grouping. If I go with, the type, oh, there's no type actually. Let me add type here. Okay, type is added on the last. Okay. Now it's a different type. Okay. So if I want to select with this, okay, could you please mute your mics, guys? Okay, thank you. So when I select this, okay, what it is saying when I go back to this now, which is showing that I have a total 3 equipments. I mean, if you select something inside the list, okay, then it will select the number of elements by itself, so that you can simply go back to this BI tools and you can simply click on, if you want to assign some classification, you can simply assign that here. And if you want to assign something like into the project, like into the components, you can simply assign that over there. That's it. Okay, it will directly apply. For example,
Yeah.
in our case, like we have 3 elements. If you have 300 elements, it will all apply at the same time for the 300 elements. Understand?
Yes, understand. Thanks.
Okay.
Sir, what is the course duration, sir? This COBie
Course
course.
duration is like 1 week. It's like a 14 hours training. It's like a 14 hours training.
14 hours.
Yeah, it's a 14 hours. I mean, if you're very good in understanding, we could finish that in earlier also. Like, but obviously, like it's a
Okay.
14 hours. Sometimes it keep extending. Like if you want to play with big projects, okay, then it will take some time, like either 2 hours or like it may be extended to 20 hours. That's it. Okay.
So, what is the fees?
That I'll discuss personally. What's a good name?
Rajkumar.
Rajkumar. Okay. Okay, fine. Great. Okay, text me personally so that
Okay.
I'll explain you. Okay.
Okay,
So
I'll
any
give
other
you, sir.
questions related to the COBie?
Hello, sir. This is one
Yes.
question, Chetan talking.
Yeah, Chetan.
I have two sub-models, one electrical model and mechanical model. This is the process to generate one COBie spreadsheet in these two models. Do I bind the two models together and generate one spreadsheet, or I can generate two spreadsheets and append the information together in some way to get one file?
Perfect. It's a perfect.
I'm asking,
Really.
because I don't know if the COBie process support linked the files element. I don't know that.
Good. Correct. So in that case, like what you have to do is you have to create one more schedule, same schedule for the electrical equipment and one more schedule for the mechanical equipment as well. Okay. But the process is same. So when it comes to when you're playing with the electrical equipments and when you're playing with the mechanical equipments, the parameters were not same for everything. Correct. The parameters would be the default when it comes to the electrical equipment and the mechanical equipment. Then there is a process called, inside the setup project, there is a process called parameter mapping. Understand? There is a process called parameter mapping. So you have to keep changing the parameters here itself. Okay. Once you've done the setup, the proper setup for the electrical equipments, okay, then you can simply, there is an option called export here. Export the COBie settings and import the COBie settings. Understand? For example, if you're done playing with the electrical equipment settings, you can simply export and you can create number of settings for electrical equipment and the mechanical equipment, and you can do sort of those. And one more, for example, you can do the same after, once you're done with the electrical equipment schedule, you have exported everything which is related to the electrical equipment, and now you are into the mechanical equipment. Okay. In that case, no need to create one more spreadsheet again. When you create a spreadsheet, where there is an option called append. Where is one more option called append here. I mean, the existing data remains same. It will not corrupt. I mean, it won't disturb actually. Understand? So when you choose an append here, then click on spreadsheet. That's it. So including the like the existing data, the new data will be appended. The mechanical model element equipment data would be appended to this into the spreadsheet. That's it. These are the 2 steps to follow. Clear?
So
yes,
I understand. I will create the mapping for the electrical model and export the settings and open the mechanical model and import the settings in the mechanical model and append these data to the mechanical spreadsheet.
Actually, it is a bit headache. I don't know your name. What's your name?
Malik.
Malik. Okay, Malik. So actually, it's not required. I mean, that is a bit toughest part actually. I mean, exporting and importing, you have to do a lot of changes. And if you are the only one person like working on the same model and the COBie model, then it's fine. But not only you, if there are number of people will be working on the COBie model, right? In that case, I'll personally suggest you, once you're done with the electrical equipment schedule, then if somebody is working on the mechanical equipment, then you could share this Excel document and ask him to append their data. I mean, whatever it's a mechanical equipment, whatever it is an electrical fixture, whatever it is, let's simply append the data into your spreadsheet. That's it. This is how actually we follow.
Rajesh, sorry
Yes.
to interrupt you.
Yeah.
It's like a one-to-one. Can I say that from one model, one spreadsheet we can maintain like that, or
no,
from the multiple models you can do the single sheet?
No, you can do
Single
that.
Excel file.
You can do that. See, how did I create an electrical equipment schedule here? How did he create an
Yeah,
electrical
no,
equipment
not
schedule
about on the categories.
Yes.
File based. I'm saying if
Instead-
it is from different
no.
file.
Okay, file based. Then
So-
it's a different.
Yeah, that's what. Actually, if suppose if I'm doing the electrical model in one file and mechanical modeling in another file,
then you don't need to create a complete settings again. Then you don't need to create a complete settings again. There are some set of a change, some sort of a changes would be required. The only thing is, once you're done with the complete stuff, you can simply export the settings. You can simply export the settings and keep it aside. Understand? So if the person,
I'm just asking for that Excel spreadsheet is a one-to-one for model one spreadsheet.
Exactly.
Okay. That's what just I'm asking for that one model, one spreadsheet. So I can't append that one with another spreadsheet.
You can append it. You can. That's what I'm saying. See, when you are creating a spreadsheet, so if you're already done with an electrical spreadsheet, okay, so he has to choose.
So from electrical model, example, just for my understanding, if I'm making for the electrical model, just I export it to the spreadsheet. Now I open the mechanical model now. If I open the mechanical model, that the same information can I append to that electrical model information?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We have we have an option called new file, or you want to append with the existing file. Understand? So we have an option called append here.
So at that time, facility information and all, how it will take? Example, facility will be the same for both?
Exactly. Both will be the same.
Okay. So one time only it will be exported. It won't be append the facility again.
It means, see, for example, in the mechanical model, for example, we do have a number of contractors. For electrical, the contractor information is different. And when it comes to the mechanical, the contractor information would be varied. Correct? It should be varied actually. In that case, the person who has set the parameter values into it, okay, that would be reflected.
No, normally the facility sheet will be the common for even without respect of the contractor.
Exactly.
I think so. If it is the
Exactly. Correct.
Hello, Pawan.
Yeah.
Hello, Pawan. Can I make a note here? This is Bharat. Like for one project, you'll be having some standard spreadsheets, COBie spreadsheets. Okay. And if you are an electrical guy, you need to go and in your model, the same set of files, COBie setup you need to do, and you need to export to the same spreadsheets. And every department is going to do the same work. Okay. Like if you are having 10 services, all the 10 services in a single spreadsheets. Single means you are having one set of spreadsheets. You need to fill complete data. that's come the BIM, because the whole complete model is having in one standard spreadsheet where that information can be collected by a third party software, any software, BIM software, that can be understood by these standards.
Okay.
That's
okay, but just it's my just what I'm thinking is, if suppose if there is a multiple files, that's the only thing I need the information. This thing we can do it, that the facility sheet, what is the facility sheet information we are keeping there, like example facility name, facility description.
Right.
Those,
those things are, I'm saying
those things
the
are all
project
related
manager,
to the project info.
Yeah, project manager will say the electrical person what he need to fill. That's all. And it will be specified for every discipline, and what the rest of the setup thing will be done by the other guys, like the contact information or something like that. What an electrical perspective and what technical perspective you need to do, you will be doing. Other the organizing things, they will be filling there by their own, and so many people will come and they need to fill this spreadsheet. To complete this spreadsheet, it will take so much of time.
Okay.
Like on our part, what is there with Revit, we will do. As a technical electrical guy, you need to fill the spreadsheets of COBie when a task assigned for you. That's all.
Rajesh, can you please open that spreadsheet once? That Excel sample spreadsheet that what you shown explained to us.
Yes.
Go to the facility sheet. Yeah, here the information. If suppose this information is common for the multiple files, example, if the mechanical file and electrical file, there are two files are there.
Same.
Revit files. I have Revit files, two Revit files. Okay. For the electrical file, I exported the information, so I got this information. Example that what you got it now. Okay. Now I open the mechanical Revit file. I want to append that mechanical information to this COBie spreadsheet. Is it possible?
Yeah. Let me
if it is possible, then the existing information, whatever. Okay.
Let me show you. For example, that facility information should be filled here and go to the manage and the project information. Where I can see the facility information here. Correct? So the project name and linear units like site name. Let me go with the site name Dubai or something, and the facility description, whether it's an educational college or something. Okay. And the project description, whatever it is. So project description, it's a college west or something, and site description west face. Okay, like west zone, whatever is a phase, west phase -01 something, like we have a number of coding. The category COBie.facility category, I can say that it's an educational college or something else. So facility.name, I can say the college name, it's a BIM Era College. Okay, whatever it is. So the complete information has filled here, correct? So when I click OK, now this is a new data, and I would like to add this. I would like to append this information to the existing data. Okay, to the existing spreadsheet. Let me go with now and manage, and I'm sorry, go to the BI tools and update this. Set all for all, apply and close. And Azmal has a question. We can do COBie by Dynamo also. Yes, of course. It's an advanced thing. Even you can do that. You can manually fill in information from one parameter to one parameter. So that is possible actually. Even I worked on it, and we have created the script also to how to play with COBie with the help of a Dynamo. Okay. How to see all this information inside after 5 or 6 years. Okay, fine. Let's see now, which is exported. Okay, let me, where is the spreadsheet? Create a spreadsheet. So let me go and append this with the existing demo COBie spreadsheet. Create a spreadsheet. If it is a different model, okay, not only that, and the complete if it is a different model, then it would be let me go and check. If it is a different model, open file. So see this, Now we have only one information here, but this is an additional information which is extracted from the different model. So what it has done, it has appended, right? So it has appended, no? So this is how you can simply add some information, append some information with two different models. So this is how actually we follow.
Okay.
See, in the existing data, we have a category, it's NA, not applicable, and now there is an education college, correct? So the project name information in Dubai and millimeter, square meter, the complete information has filled here and which is appended here. So that is what. Are you clear, right?
No. If the mechanical model is also having the same project information, so it will be override with the existing one, or it will create the new line.
You have to understand one thing, like if it is a new file, there will be no existing. It creates the actual model itself. If you're appending something, the existing data which is exported from the electrical model will remain same actually. Okay, there will be no disturbance at all. Okay, which is exactly same and which is added next to the electrical from here. Understand? For example, this is electrical stuff and this would be the mechanical stuff. So it's just appending that side. Appending means which is adding to it. It's not like overriding. Okay?
Okay. No, actually, I thought of it in maybe my interpretation. It's my wrong interpretation. I thought of it wherever the changes are there, it will append to the only the changes.
No.
So if it is appending this complete file, it will append. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So Surya has a question. Rahul, thanks for that response. Okay. Okay. There's some conversation also happened in between the chat box also. Okay. So do you have any questions? Any other questions, guys?
Simple question.
Yes.
Is there any workflow to automatically fill the black sheets like assembly, connection, spare, research, job, impact, or document? Maybe if there is a workflow to automate this fill in via another tool or something.
Can I answer this question?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one we can do with the Dynamo or API tools.
Exactly.
This thing, our good name, please.
Malik.
Hello. Malik.
No.
Okay. This thing normally, how we can manage it? So just the way we are doing it here. Just I'm sharing with you for your information. All the example for the spare parts. The spare parts, it will be for every type of information we need some spare list of spare parts will be there. So there we can maintain a one database. All the type information spare parts we can maintain in one single spreadsheet. So based on the type what you used in this current project, you can retrieve it and you can fill the data in here in the Excel sheet by using Dynamo.
Actually, there are a different kind of an automation process, Malik. Okay, so okay, sorry. I mean, either you can do with a Dynamo or like any Revit API tools. Surya has a question. Anyone has a Revit API exposed? Yes, we are the expert. I mean, I'm the expert of Revit API, and we can do that. Okay, but when it comes from the COBie end, yeah, we can do that with the help of a parameter mapping, as I told you before. If the spare part has an information which is stored, and if you want to export that into the COBie, then there is a process called parameter mapping. So with the help of a
1 minute, Rajesh, just let me I will share you one thing. Why? Because spare parts, for one type of information, there will be multiple spare parts. Revit won't allow to give you the multiple parameter information to the one single one.
Correct.
So actually, it is a limitation with the Revit software. So that's why the spare parts example, if we take one panel board type, it will have 10 spare parts. Panel board 2, it will have 5 spare parts only. So this type of information mapping to the Revit, it is a little bit like a tedious time procedures. So that this type of non-model information, that's why it is called as non-BIM information. It's not related to the BIM information. This information we can't map it to the model element. Because of the limitation with the Revit, it's not like with the other things. It's because of the limitation with the Revit, we can't map it the spare part information.
For that sake, we have an additional tab here. See, for that sake, we have an additional tab here because it's like a spare. Okay. So that information will be filled here itself.
Yes. That's one we can do with the micro station, but the Revit is not having that capability of collecting the spare parts. So multiple spare parts we can't bring it, and we can't show it in a single element for single element.
Okay.
So just
I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Pawan, can we create any one object like different families, and we can group it in Revit?
Yes.
And we can we can show that as the 5 spare parts of that equipment all together.
Yeah.
Can't we do like that?
Those we can do. We can do the nested families, and inside that one we can map the information.
Yeah, it's possible, na?
Yeah, it's possible. That's during the which phase. Example, if you are going for the LOD 500, LOD 400, the detailed information you are going to keep it.
Yeah, if you are going for COBie, it's almost like you are going for 70 facility management.
Okay. Just I want to make you clear in that one. It's LOD 500 means it's not like this the thing.
Yeah, it is possible, but they need to do the efforts.
Yes. It's a tedious, and that's what I've told you. It's a tedious procedure. So just that's what they won't maximum. It will do it. They will do it manually. This all non-BIM information, the black color tabs.
Yeah, we need to adopt this thing. This is the very simplest method.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other question, guys? Shall we end this session?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Pradesh.
Yeah, hello, Pragdish here. Yeah, so I have a doubt. Like, I have experience in creating this COBie sheet. Like, in my previous organization, we were given some set of Dynamo scripts. We used to run those, and this extract Dynamo graphs.
Yes. Yeah, I'll teach you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's my question.
Yeah, great. We'll do that. We'll explain that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So, any other questions? Okay. Well, no more questions. So, hope you enjoyed this session. At least you got some idea like what is a COBie and how to play with the COBie. And I hope you really enjoyed this session. Is it?
Yes, Rajesh. Yes, it's well overall the things are covered, and then we'll show you
very fruitful.
demo.
Thank you very much.
So you well covered everything. Thank you very much. So we look forward to be detailed your course structure and how you're going to be getting the enrolled candidates and all.
Yeah.
So we'll look forward that.
Okay. If you have any if you have any interest, then you can text me on WhatsApp. I have already texted your number. If not, if you don't have, this is my WhatsApp number. I have texted here on the chat box. And so
yes, sure.
1491923. So you can text me personally here. Okay. 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 Fine. Thanks for attending.
Yes. Thanks, Pawan. Yeah, Pawan, it's elaborated the things. Thanks, Pawan.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks, Rahul.
Yeah, thank you, Rajesh. It's a really great session and very good knowledge share. Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you, Pawan. Thank you.